In agricultural news from agview.net, this past season was a bad one for wheat streak mosaic virus and others that vectored by the wheat curl mite in parts of Kansas. Late summer rainfall last year was favorable to volunteer wheat establishment in some areas, and one of the best preventative measures for wheat streak is the control of volunteer wheat early, often right after harvest. Now, it's been a couple of weeks, so if volunteer wheat is allowed to stand, it does create a green bridge, allowing wheat streak mosaic and wheat curl mites to survive locally. Volunteer wheat should be terminated at least 2 weeks prior to planting to allow sufficient time for those mites to die off. As the Beef Checkoff will celebrate 35th anniversary, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, a contractor with the Beef Checkoff, is shining a light on the successful promotion and research programs that drive demand for beef. Consumers today are more open about the nutritional benefits of beef than at any other time since the checkoff began more than 3 decades ago. But getting here was not easy and required consistent long-term investment in nutrition research to turn the tide. The beef checkoff was implemented at a time when U.S. dietary guidelines encouraged Americans to limit beef in their diet, then reduce their intake of fat and cholesterol. Now, this coincided with America's growing interest in healthy lifestyles, and it quickly became clear that nutrition and health concerns could be a potential barrier to consumers eating beef. So, in order to address the concerns and further understand beef's role in health, the checkoff began funding nutrition research. Now, throughout the years, the checkoff has made significant contributions to the scientific understanding about beef's role in health. Now, the Dietary Guidelines for Americas, or DGAs, recommend introducing solid foods like beef to infants and toddlers. And for Kansas soybean commissioners continuing their officer position following the annual meeting for officer election, the slate of officers remained unchanged from the previous year and were also elected unanimously. Bob Hazelwood of Barrington is reprising his role as chairman. Ron Oldie, farms near Palmer, will continue as vice chair. Secretary Gary Robbins, farmer near Havensville, and Raylan Phelan continues as treasurer. He farms near Melbourne. Find more ag news at agview.net. Stay with us. You're watching the Kansas Ag Report.